Okay, we're ready.
Yes, we are.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Hi, I'm Jim. This is Pam. And we're Rose Red Homestead.
That's true.
Yes.
That's the first time you've done the opening to a video.
Oh, fantastic. I feel so accomplished.
So what is so great about this video?
We're celebrating our 7th anniversary, which means we go into 8 after today.
I know it. It's just unbelievable. When we started this, we had no idea that it would bloom into such a wonderful experience for us and that we would garner so many viewers on YouTube. We started in 2019, which was right before COVID. So our channel has just grown, and we, of course, we're not the least bit biased, but we think that our community is
Yeah. Not biased
You know,
at
it's
all.
good to enjoy a little bias once in a while.
Is that the way it works?
That's rationalization, I think.
I think so.
But in any case, we love our community, and we have just grown into such a true learning community, where we have what is called distributed expertise, which we're not the only experts on our channel. You are experts as well, and many of you add such wonderful comments that are helpful to everyone else, and I love the feel of our community. It is a safe place for anyone to be. We're about working together to prepare for these uncertain times that are upon us right now. So we always celebrate with a book sale. And so here is the information on our book sale. Happy 7th anniversary, it says. Book sale is 20% off, and that sale started this morning at 12:01 a.m., and it will go until tomorrow midnight. So it's 48 hours of sale, 20% off everything in the bookstore. But we have an announcement.
Which announcement?
This announcement.
Oh, that announcement. Yes, the vacuum sealing.
We have a new book, and we saved it to launch at our anniversary. And this is an example of a book that came from our viewers. We had a viewer alert us to a very objectionable advertisement about vacuum sealing that she was deeply concerned about. We watched it. We were deeply concerned about it. And we then did some research on what was available online about vacuum sealing, and were really quite surprised at the misconceptions and incomplete information. And so we felt like we really needed to put out a primer on vacuum sealing, how we do it, what the safety considerations are, and then how vacuum sealing dry foods differs from wet foods or perishable foods, and what that needs to be done in terms of safe storage for both types of food. Jim is a co-author on this book, so the regular price on this, because it is a short book and it's a primer, is $5.95, one of our lowest prices on books. So you can check that out in the bookstore, along with all of our other books that are on sale right now for 20% off. So that aside, our 7th anniversary, can you believe it?
That was a long time ago.
I know it was. We've had a lot of fun.
Yes, we have.
It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of work. There's no doubt about it. It's been a tremendous amount of work. But boy, have we done a lot of research.
Yep.
This has given us the opportunity. We're both retired university instructors, professors, and for that profession, it requires us to be good researchers. And so we've researched a lot of things and brought forward the scientific reasons why we are asked to do the things that we have been asked to do in food preservation. And the experts in the field don't often share the reasons why. They just tell us, do it this way. So we've kind of opened up that a little bit more to explain the science behind that. And thank you so much. We have had many people express appreciation for us giving the science behind the why. And so we love it when our work is meaningful to you and that you let us know about it.
And beyond that idea, the science behind it is safety, 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 safety all the time.
That's true.
And that's one of the things that I really, what could I say, harp on, to use that as a phrase.
Harp is a good word, because you do harp on that.
The safety, to make sure that we and all of you have safe food and items that you know, because of our research, will keep you healthy. We don't want anybody to get sick.
That's very true, including ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, we work really hard to stay healthy and well. And you know, we've aged over the 7 years that we have been doing this, and it's been very noticeable. If you do kind of a cross-section of our videos over time, you will see that we have definite signs of age. And yet, this is keeping us young. This channel is.
Is it really?
It is, honey. You look younger every day.
Thanks.
The more questions you answer,
The more I end up getting...
no more salt and pepper. It's just mostly salt.
Yeah, very true.
So what we decided to do for this time of celebrating our anniversary in addition to our book sale is to do a little quick dip back to some of the videos that are standouts for us. So we have 4 clips of videos that are showing things that are unusual, that caught us off guard, or things that we just love and had a great time doing. Do you remember the time that we were using the Nesco canner to
can.
not to canner? Okay, to can chicken broth. And we heard
Yeah.
and I raised the lid and there was that explosive siphoning,
Yeah.
and you caught it on video.
On video.
And
yeah.
here's that clip. We are ready to finish up our adventure with that chicken today. So the canner is finished. It has cooled down. It's been sitting here for about 5 minutes. Uh-oh, we're getting some siphoning. Jim, do you want to come and see if you can get a close-up of this without getting burned?
Which one? Wow.
Isn't that something? It's been sitting here for 10 minutes, and so it shouldn't be doing that. All right, I'm going to put the lid back on that. And while it continues to cool down, that happens sometimes when I do broth. And it has, we're just going to let it cool a little bit more. So that was pretty wild.
That was crazy. I was incredibly surprised by it.
Yeah.
By the force
Yeah.
of the actual siphoning.
It didn't just dribble.
Yeah, it just shot out.
Yeah. So, and that has happened to me several times with the Nesco in particular. It has never happened with my regular stovetop Presto canner. But if it happens to you, don't worry about it. Just do what we did in the video, which was to put the lid back on, give it a little bit more cooling time.
And primarily what we found out is that it is the broth.
Yeah,
More
only
than
the broth.
Only the broth.
Yeah.
This has happened.
So
nothing else.
anything that's completely liquid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so the next video was one where we were talking about carts. Now, if you've been with us very long, you know that we have a set of solar energy storage units, Bluettis. And we love our Bluettis, but sometimes they're very, very heavy. And because we are aging, we always look for more energy-saving, effort-saving ways of doing things. And so we did a video on carts. And I showed the cart, we had 2 carts, and I was showing how we use the Bluettis are kind of heavy. One is 60 pounds, I think.
Something like that, maybe 70.
Yeah, and so we like to move those on carts instead of trying to lift them because. And so here is a clip showing me lifting a heavy object on our big cart. So now for our big load. All right, here we go. Can you tell can you tell what the big load is? Do those boots look familiar? Jim has volunteered to be what he calls a guinea pig. And notice that I've put the sandbag down here to cushion the rear wheels. I will now do that from now on if we take the Bluetti out this door on this cart. So here we go. That's going to be good. I can't get it over the threshold. Oh, thank you. Hey, that was better. Oh my goodness, this is as easy as pie. This reminds me of when we were kids and we used to pull each other in those red wagons. Okay, turning around. This is very easy. Okay, end of ride. Well, that was a fun experience. Jim is such a good heart to humor me when I have these ideas about what we need to do to show in our video.
A heavy object. Oh, that's bad.
That was so fun.
And you laughed all the way through.
I did. I just laughed and laughed.
Cringed.
You did not. You loved it. And then we love camping. And for a lot of these 7 years, we had a trailer, a toy hauler, and we started with four-wheelers, individual four-wheelers. Mine was yellow and Jim's was black. And we loved those four-wheelers.
Yeah.
I miss them a lot. But this next video clip shows us up at Bryce. And one of the things, Bryce Canyon National Park, and we love to go riding up there. And we don't have those four-wheelers anymore. We traded those in on first a two-seater side-by-side, and we found that wasn't big enough. So we traded that one in on a four-seater because we were always taking family members and that kind of thing. So in any case, this is still when we had our four-wheelers. And on one of the trails that we ride on Bryce, the road cut left a slanted side that was really quite high, and we love to ride those road cuts because you go way up and then over. And we always, not that we're competitive with each other or anything.
Never competition. I always win.
And so we ride up and over those road cuts to see who can get the high mark. And there is some dispute in this little video clip
There's no dispute at all.
about which one of us got the high mark. So you can be the judge of that. So here it is. This is us at Bryce riding our four-wheelers over the road cut. When we come to places like this in a road, Jim and I love to have this little competition to see which of us can do the high mark. So Jim is down there ready, and he's going to come along, and there are, I believe, 3 of these. So we're going to watch him do all 3. Here he comes. So he did 2. I think that 3rd one came too soon. So now he's going to come back and video me while I do all 3, or maybe 2.
Okay. Okay, here comes Pam. And she's riding up, and it looks like she's going to do the same switch bank that I did, except it isn't a switch bank. But, oh, fantastic. There's one. There's another one right up there. You can hardly see it. Oh, fantastic. We used to do this at Coral Pinch Sand Dunes.
All right, this is a little rest stop, and we both have helmet hair. So there is the road ahead. Jim, I had forgotten how much fun these trails are. My gosh, this is so much fun.
It's been a long time since we've done this.
I know. And those little high water things that we did back there. Who got the high mark, you or me?
I have no idea. I didn't worry about that. I just worried about being able to go over it.
I always worry about it.
Oh, well.
I guess we'll see when we edit the video if we can tell. But there were only 2. I thought there were 3, but there were really only 2.
There are only 2 that have been used a lot. The 3rd one has been used very little, and it wasn't much of one at all.
No, it wasn't. I didn't want to disturb the vegetation that had started to grow.
Great rationalization.
So we're going to head down this trail, and we just realized that each one of us thought the other one had the maps. We know this place pretty well, so I think we'll be okay. So I think this definitively shows that I was the clear winner with the high mark.
Oh, don't give me that.
Anyway, we have a lot of fun. Now, also, you may know, many of you, that we did start a second channel that ran for 2.5 years, I think.
Couple of years at least.
Yeah. And it started off being trail food, and then we switched it over to, we gained access to a cabin out in the wilderness, and it was, we don't own it, and we didn't rent it, we just have access to it, and the owner allowed us to go in and clean it out and fix it up and get it ready for a bugging out place for us. And for our family, and for his family too, if necessary. It was big enough to hold both families.
Easily.
And so this was one of our trips when we had kind of a dangerous thing happen. And this was, I drive a Ford F-350 crew cab turbocharged diesel truck. I've driven trucks like that. This is my fourth one. And for 20 years, I think I've had those trucks. And I love driving that great big truck. Jim prefers smaller, sportier things.
Yeah.
But I prefer, because you know, when a woman loses her youth and beauty, there's only one thing left, honey.
What's that?
Power. I have power in that truck.
Oh, can't be that way about it.
But we need a truck to pull our trailer. And even though we have sold our toy hauler, we now have a smaller trailer that we haul Max on, and Max is our side-by-side. And so coming up out of the cabin, it's a very steep and windy road. My truck started acting up, and we were stranded. And I have a propensity toward heat exhaustion, heat stroke. I have since I did research once in the mountains of New Mexico when I was working on my second master's degree. And ever since that time, I have had a real trouble with heat. And so this is us stranded, and we have no connectivity down at the cabin. We have to drive up to the top of the ridge, which is about 2 miles, in order to connect with our kids. And I have a son, David, who lives about 40 minutes from the cabin, something like that.
Hour.
And he can do anything. And so we were trying to reach him, and he was unavailable. And so you'll see the consequences in this. I think it's a series of 3 little clips.
3, 4, something
from
like that.
From that video. So here they are. You will never guess where we are, or more importantly, where we aren't. We just left the cabin, about a half an hour ago, and my truck started acting up. No power steering, no air conditioning. It was really hard to control. We got out just past the last gate of the property. I guess it's the first gate from the cabin, and we are sitting here under a cedar tree, and there are cedar gnats like crazy, but it's the only place around in the shade. And so what we did was we unloaded Max and went to the top of the hill where we have some connectivity, and we phoned David, which went directly to voicemail. So we left him a message, and we're going to head up there again in about a half an hour. But I want to give you a better look at why it pays to have emergency supplies. We always carry emergency stuff in Max. And boy, this time it really paid off. This is actually the first time in all the years that we have carried emergency stuff that we've had kind of an emergency. Now, we are here with our truck, and our truck is loaded with the things we're bringing home from the cabin. So we do have extra food and drink, but we also had some food and some water in what we carry in Max. But I'm going to now step away and give you the view of our new campsite. So there's the gate, and we can't very well do this ascent without power steering. So we're stuck, and where we're stuck is in this little riverbed right here. So there's the truck, and there's Max. And we've just set up camp in the shade under this.
Hi, how you doing?
Under this tree. We carry these little half chairs in the back of Max so that we will always have them. And there's our emergency duffel bag right there that had, thankfully, insect repellent and a few other things that we had extra water in there. So we are doing fine. We're just going to wait. We go up the hill in about a half an hour to try David again. And this tree is big enough that as the sun moves across the sky, we'll just move our headquarters around the corner there. But for right now, I'm doing fine in this heat because we're under this great big cedar tree, and so it's always cooler under a tree because of,
Just because of the shade factor and
well, it's because of transpiration. Tree sucks up water and then lets it out through its leaves, and even though it's less with desert plants like this, it still is a little bit of an air conditioning effect underneath this tree.
Well, we're back down to the cabin, and I got concerned about Pam and her possibility of heat exposure causing heat exhaustion or heading that direction. So we're back down here. We're waiting for another time to go up to the top of the hill and make a call to see if we can get Pam's children to respond. Hopefully we've gotten some information from them already. So I've got to go back up to the truck and get some more of our stuff. And otherwise Pam is doing fine.
I'll be fine. Back at the cabin, we have reloaded Max. David just saved the day, and he did it with a great big stick. It was just incredible. He climbed up there and was almost on top of the motor stuff when he was doing that, and then got down underneath, and he's going to follow us home, but he really has saved the day for us. And like so many of you have said, he is just a wonderful son, and he has saved the day for us. So it is now almost 8 o'clock. So we have been at this since 11 o'clock this morning. So it's been quite an ordeal. So I was heading into heat exhaustion, and Jim loaded me in Max and took me right down to the cabin and turned the fan right on me and put that wet cloth across my neck. It took me, an hour to kind of recover?
Hour and a half, something like that.
And then I was fine. I was fine after that.
We were still very careful.
Yes, we were. But David ultimately came. He had been playing golf and wasn't answering his phone. But once he got our message, he came and he was able to fix it using a long stick. It was the serpentine belt that had come off its,
The rollers.
the rollers or whatever it is. But he fixed it using a big long stick that he stuck down in. And anyway, and then, do you want to tell what happened after? We didn't show this part on the video, but then on our way home, after we got everything fixed and loaded, and it was like 7-8 hours, then on our way home,
We got to the end of the dirt road, and we were going to go ahead and go back on the blacktop. And we had a tire that blew on the trailer, literally.
that very day,
That
on
very-
that very
yeah,
trip.
On the way home.
So that was quite a trip. And one of the things that whole experience taught us was that because we are aging and we're in pretty good health, but if we were to have any kind of a medical emergency, it would be really tough getting us help in time.
Yeah.
And so we have not been going to the cabin as much, and because we really feel like Max was very instrumental in saving our lives that time. That when we go to the cabin, we always take Max in case we need a second vehicle, as we did this time to get to the top of the ridge to get
Get some help.
get some help. And also we upgraded our phones, so now we have satellite available for emergency emailing, emergency messaging if we need to. So what has our run of 7 years been like for you?
Exhausting sometimes.
It has been exhausting sometimes. It has been exhausting, but it has been extraordinarily rewarding, I think. Has it been rewarding for you?
Yes, it has been. It's given me a way of being able to get information out to people, whether it's on video or whether it's the idea of answering questions. And I've learned a lot about this whole process
Yeah.
by being able to do that.
You know, it is a lot of times when people retire and they age, they kind of feel, they begin to feel like their worth to society is greatly diminished because they're no longer out there being productive.
It is.
It does feel like that sometimes, but our YouTube channel has allowed us to stay connected and feel like we are making a contribution. And we're entering our 8th year, and we have no plans to stop.
To stop.
So
So we will continue doing this 2 or 3 times a week and bringing what we can with reference to, again, whether it's out in the yard or whether it is with food, whether it's safety, gadgets, those kinds of things.
Yes, and aligned with our 3 pillars, which are food security, self-reliance, and emergency preparedness. So anything relating to those topics. And if you have something special you'd like for us to consider, just let us know. We're so thankful to still have you with us and encourage you to invite friends and relatives to join our community as well. And we hope to be around and relevant for a long time yet to come.
That's what we're working on.
So we'll see you again very soon with more videos.
Okay.